Hi, I'm Anna at the Sewing Studio.
And I'm Tracey from the Anna and Sewing Cat.
And we are going to take you through the amazing Brother VQ2 and all its wonderful features. So Tracey, let's start with threading.
Yeah, it's got an amazing needle threader. So to show you, we're going to put the thread on here. You do have a separate bobbin winder on here if you want it as well. I want to use that. But I'm going to just do a normal threading. So I'm going to follow the numbers, which are already on the machine like that. So just follow all the numbers around. So we've gone 1, 2, 3, 4's there. 5, 6 is a little hook at the top of the needle, 3 where it says 7, and cut it with the thread cutter on the side. Then we're going to press this button here. This is where the magic happens, isn't it? So all I need to do to thread the eye of the needle is to press that button, and you will see it thread directly through the needle like that.
It's like magic, isn't it?
It is, yeah. It's great. And this is on the whole V series. So the VQ2, the V3 and the V5 all have this really simple needle threader.
And the bobbin is just as simple, isn't it?
Yep. Drop-in bobbin, so you just follow the arrows on there. The really nice thing with Brother machines is they've got all these arrows and numbers on there showing us exactly how to thread it. And we just follow those around, and there's a little blade in there that will cut the end. And that's all we need to do to start sewing. We don't need to bring up the bobbin thread before we start sewing. We don't even need to drop the needle. That machine will be ready to sew now.
Now, a lot of customers assume because this is quite a big machine, it's a little bit intimidating and quite difficult to use, but that's really not true, is it?
Not at all, no.
No.
It's a very simple machine to use. It comes with a great manual, but I'm a visual learner, so I like to be able to see things and when I'm learning. And on here, we've got a great help menu. So if we go to the question mark here, you've got all different instructions here. So I'm going to go to the operation guide, and then I'm going to go to basic operation. And say, for example, I wanted to know how to wind a bobbin. If I was a complete beginner, I didn't know. I would press that one, and then we can go through here, and in the menu, it's got instructions. But as I said, I'm a visual learner, so I like to be shown how to do things. So I'm going to press the video here. And you'll see on the screen that it's got a built-in video showing us how to do it. This is in addition to the Brother Support app. That will also show you how to do things like this on the machine. But the machine has its own built-in help menu, which I think is great. And it's got all different help and advice. And going across the whole V series, that might cover your embroidery, covers your sewing side of it, even help with dressmaking patterns and things like that. It's got a wide variety of help built into the machine. And because it's got that nice big screen, it's really simple and easy to see.
Yeah, and everything is controlled within that screen, isn't it? Or most things, apart from the features on the front.
Exactly,
yeah.
Yes, and it's a nice coloured screen, it's nice and bright and easy to find your way around too.
Yeah, and selecting the stitches is all done in there.
Yep, it is. So I'm going to close that menu, and then we've got here, so I'm on my utility stitches, which means our everyday stitches that we're going to use. And this is our menu button here. I can see here, this is on page 1 of 3, so I can click through and see all the different stitches that are there. And then we've got some more decorative ones here. All your buttonholes are here. And then this is our sideways feed. So this is where we can choose the direction in which we want to stitch. So we can go diagonally, we can go side to side, we can do straight stitch, we can do zigzag stitch. And then the menu at the bottom with the Q are the stitches that are designed primarily for people who are going to be quilting. So quilting, it'll have a Q, and piecing is going to have a P, and you can go through those menus there. And it is as simple as you select the stitch that you like. It's going to automatically select the width and the length of the stitch. You can overwrite that here. You can quite simply change that if you want to. The other thing I really like on the Brother machines is on here it's got a little diagram of the foot, and it's telling us what foot we need. So we can tell for this particular foot it needs foot J. All the feet are neatly labelled as well, and they all come in that nice compartment. I'm going to slide that bit off so you can see here. All the feet neatly in there, they're all nice and labelled as well, and you can take that out for extra storage underneath. And in the V series we also have a really nice extra storage compartment at the back here as well, which is lovely, and that one just opens there, so you can hide your bobbins, all those scissors that you don't want anyone to touch, so that all hides in there, and then that pops straight back onto the machine.
And obviously that gives you your free arm then by taking that off.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you mentioned multi-directional, which I know a lot of people get confused by. So shall we sew some out?
Yeah, so multi-directional is here. So I'm going to select that button, and we can see now we can sew in different directions. As I was saying before, we're used to our machine going forwards and backwards, but we can now sew sideways if we want to. So I'm selecting that one there. The arrows show me it's going to sew that way, in that direction, and then I'm simply going to put my fabric underneath here and lower the presser foot. Now, we've got this nice button on the front here that's going to control our presser foot. It does come with a knee lift. It also has a traditional foot lift at the back as well. So however you want to sew. And if you forgot, when you were talking earlier, you saying about using it for a beginner.
Yeah.
If I left that foot up and I tried to sew, the machine's going to tell me on the screen exactly what the error is. So we don't need to grab a manual or anything like that, which is why it's lovely, isn't it, for beginners. So I'm going to drop that foot back down. The light's gone green and it's ready to sew. And now that machine is then going to start sewing sideways. Speed that up. Okay. So it's doing a straight stitch in a sideways direction. Now I've also got the diagonal ones, so I can select that one. And then it's going to go diagonally like that. I'm going to stop, cut the thread, erase the foot and take that out, and you'll see that it just went diagonally here and then sideways there. So that means when you've got those big projects, your big quilts, you don't need to keep re-rolling them to turn them around, or anytime you're trying to do a square. Lots of times even on cushions I get to the end and I just, instead of keep pivoting the fabric, we can just make the machine sew in different directions.
So because of the multi-directional feed, it means we can get larger decorative stitches as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, which is great, and the machine has lots built in. So on the top here, we looked at our utility menu, and now I've switched onto our character menu. So you just select that one, and then you can see here we've got 21 pages of different designs. It's crazy, just in that one menu alone. I'm going to select this one here, okay? And then I'm just going to press go. So as we were saying, that shows that sideways feed, doesn't it? How it can really go from side to side, and then it gives us those really lovely big stitches. I use this a lot for borders, do you? On quilts and cushions and things.
I haven't done, but I will.
Yeah. There's even like stippling designs and swirly ones, all sorts of fun designs.
Yeah, and what's great is that obviously it is a small piece of fabric, but look at the control that it has for the fabric under the feet.
Yeah, that's true. We're not holding that fabric at all. The machine is doing all the work. I want to end this on a complete stitch, so I want it to do a complete circular stitch. So we've got this button on the top here, and this one here, if I press that one in, you'll see it lights up with that green light, and that means that it's going to stop at the end of that complete stitch. Stopping, it's doing its little knot for me, and I can cut the threads, lift the foot, and if I hold that up, you'll see that nice big stitch that's done. So that's just one of many of the built-in stitches. So that's because we've got that directional feed. I'm going to pop that under and just do a little bit of the stippling one as well, because I think that's lovely to see. Put that one in there. Lower the foot, so you're just selecting the stitch, lowering the foot. So as you say, it's a great machine for a beginner because it's going to talk to you, it's going to tell you if there's a problem. If the machine's not happy, it will tell us. So it's doing a really wide stippling now, as though I've done that free motion, but let the machine do the work for you. Why not? The other great thing with the machine like this is because it has technology, it will also tell us when the bobbin's running low as well, which is nice, isn't it? And it does that also on the embroidery ones if you were getting a combined machine. So we're going to do just a little bit more.
So satisfying to watch though.
Yeah, and it's quiet, isn't it?
Yeah, very.
I like it because it's quiet, I like the bright light, and I like the space around the machine as well.
It's an awful lot of space.
Really
and actually,
good.
if you have the extension table as well, obviously that's optional, but it just gives you so much more space.
Yeah. So just to give you an idea, I'll lift that one up, and you can see again that really wide built-in stippling stitch. And because it's going to adjust to the number of thickness that you've got under there, that could be on a wadded cushion that you're doing, it could be on thin layers of cotton fabric like we've got here, and it will automatically adjust the pressure on the foot that it needs for the number of layers of fabric that are going through that.
So again, you just don't really have to think about it, do you? It kind of sets itself up and does it all for you, because you're still choosing your design and everything, but in terms of getting the best out of the machine.
Exactly.
You know,
It's going to give you that really professional finish, which I love.
That's what I was looking for, yeah.
So that's just a few of our favourite features on the V series.
And if you'd like to know more, head over to our website, thesewingstudio.co.uk, where you'll find lots more information, or just get in touch. We're happy to help.